First of all, I want to explain the overall picture of IP strategy developments. The IP strategy developments for class should be conducted from strategic analysis and strategic objectives and strategy formulation in turn. And first of all, we need to, as a task for strategic analysis, we need to analyze the external and internal environments, and then we can get our we can formulate what our desired economic effects would be. So if it is premium price, we can have some differentiation strategy. If it is market share, we can have some objectives. You can have some low-cost objectives, so we can get the positioning in the crossing points. And as the tool, we can use 5 forces analysis for external analysis, and also you can use value chain internal value chain analysis as an internal tool. And then we can also use SWOT analysis and portfolio analysis in the course of strategy objectives. And finally, in the aspects of external factor, we need to focus on how to get bargaining power through IP, and in internal aspects, we need to increase the strategic value of resources with IP, and then the IP should be aligned to market attractiveness and resource strength, and finally, we can get trading and sustaining competitive advantages. Okay, first, for class, which factors made the class to make a change necessary from necessary? So, from the external influence, in the past, the high yield can be achieved by larger machine, but nowadays, the 21st centuries, the digitalization of the industry is happening, so we need to new market position. So we will explain in detail.
So the portfolio analysis help us, it gives us some information to put inside the decision process, because in a firm we should follow a process to make a decision. So it starts with defining some objective according to the strategy of the firm. Of course, here the main focus of class is about the customer needs, which is increasing the yield. And with the information we got from the portfolio analysis, we saw that we should focus on farm management to increase the yield. So the decision was made to develop a new target sector, so the farm management. So now, how can we develop IP right on this new sector? We can use a scenario examination with a cognitive walkthrough. The cognitive walkthrough is the fact that we can split a task into different steps. So we can identify which step is really important to protect and where we should have some IP rights. And then with this method, we see the different point of view, the environment, the interaction, the object, and the users. And so we can determine which invention could cover each step.
Now we're looking more at the structural side of it, of the organizational structure. Here, it's it's not too complicated. It's not a complete rearrangement of the company. It's just a new division down here in the bottom right corner, which is a practical way of doing it. It fits in the farm management division, fits in as a new division there with a new stronger focus of the digitalization and the interaction that's needed to make these machines work in a digital structure, and doesn't need too much of a rearrangement of the company, which is preferable because it wouldn't disrupt it too much either, the parts of it that are working. And then we must also pay attention to agency theory and how we design the relationship between the individuals. Of course, the principal and on the top of it, the company in itself have their interests and the positions they want, but they can't reach this completely by themselves. They need their agents, and also within the company you have to delegate tasks, and then you have to pay attention to the different points here with the hidden characteristics where you don't necessarily know entirely how your agent will work and how they are able to perform the task. The hidden actions of the agent, where you don't necessarily know completely what the agent is doing at any time, and you have to maintain a good interaction there to have an overview, and the hidden intentions where the agent could have intentions that are not necessarily completely in line with the principal's intentions. So you have to just pay attention to that and make sure that it's all structured in a nice way. Here, mainly we're focusing on the incentivizing patents to be filed within the digital field, and making sure that these patents are incentivized by implementing exactly which structures yet. It might be a really good bottle of whiskey to the one like a nice digital patent.
We also have to consider doing continuous controlling when we do implementation of our IP strategy. And the benefits of the IP controlling is the transparency. The IP controlling can give us information that which is relevant to plan for targeting and for control, and also the allocation of the resource, that we can formulate the concrete targets and parallelizing the specific areas of exclusivity, which will lead to IP portfolio orientated to the maximizing the benefit, and also the control, which can formulating the concrete target and controlling the target achievement, and also the optimization. When we do the controlling, we also continuously optimize where we are not meet our target. And for the case of class, the class had to already regularly review the portfolio and continuous compare with the competitors, and also by outsourcing the new area and transparency of the result. And here you can see class invests strong in the target and the generation of patent. You can see in this figure that the patent applications increased from 1999 to 2015. And also you see this portfolio analysis. Here the blue actions of the classes now. The average age is little shifted to new, and also has overall portfolio with the company's overall share portfolio is also increased.
See how class went from class to first class, from machine sales to digital platforms, since to face the issues, has to put in place a change management strategy. So this is a change management is a 3 steps mechanism, in which in the first step you have to analyze environment forces and internal forces, which brings you to the conclusion that you need to change something. And the third step is actually to implement the change. So there are some tools which are used for all of the steps, like monitoring of competition here, considering goals, understanding the problem and evaluating them, and tools like use of force field analysis and tactics for overcoming resistance. This change management also comes along with the need to communicate with all stakeholders in the company and outside the company. So it's not only the decision to go for digital platform that has to be taken, it's also how we're going to implement that within the company, what kind of changes are needed for the employees, for the leadership, for the structures, the equipment, the strategies, partnership strategies. That's for the internal changes that are needed. And then this comes along with the communication with the outside world. The market has to be communicated with, the shareholders, and all the different elements like the product and services and retail. And that's our conclusion.
Thank you very much.